Martha Miller was
white. So every time you're hearing the term
welfare queen, it was based off of a white woman. Project 2025.
SNAP benefits.
Cut. Hi, I'm Keziah Pearson.
And I'm Sarah Pearson Collins. And we
we
are
are
the
the
Race
Race
Card
Card
LLC.
So anyway, we were talking about Project 2025.
Yeah, and it just got us to doing a whole bunch of research.
Right. And so I got some stories to tell.
Crazy!
So let's start off with my grandma not being able to receive welfare. Everybody wants to say black people welfare queens, black women welfare queens.
She was born in the 1911, 1903?
Something.
I don't know. She was one of 23.
Right.
And then she went on to have she went on to have 10.
And so my mom, the oldest girl, was born in 1944. Mm-hmm. So that's the time frame we're talking about. Black people weren't able to receive benefits and probably until like
the
after
1960s.
Right,
1960s.
after the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
And the benefits that they received during that time still were
not even comparison to what the white counterparts were able to receive.
Let's fast forward to the 70s. Ronald Reagan's running from, actually 70, I want to say 74. Before Ronald Reagan ran for office, there was a woman. What did I tell you her name was?
Martha
Miller.
Martha
Miller.
Martha
Miller.
She was the
Let
first.
me tell you why this is funny. This is why this is funny, right? So supposedly, she got caught for doing welfare scams. So she was like, she had a bunch of different identities, and she was going and acting as people collecting money from the government. That wasn't the only thing she was doing. And I read somewhere where she might have had some mental health issues, right? She was a master of disguises.
And she was our very first.
She was the first. And so they called her, they deemed her the welfare queen, right? And because of this one person, they took and stretched it out and put it on all black people that were on welfare, or they thought they looked like they were on welfare. They want to call them welfare queens, right? Follow me now. Follow me now. So Ronald Reagan, he decides to run for office, and he used this as his campaign slogan or whatever, talking about the welfare queen. He never actually said her name, and people were like, is she a real person? That's probably was black people questioning that. Is she a real person? Come to find out, Martha Miller was
white. So every time you're hearing the term
welfare queen, it was based off of a white woman.
And they always try to pin it on black people. That's
Martha Miller. Go check her out. Go look her up. NPR did a story on her.
Yeah. Martha
Miller was white. The whole thing of the welfare queen was based off a white woman, and they put it on us. And then
the reason why
let's go back to that. Did we even talk about that 44.6%?
We haven't gotten there yet. Because the reason why we're even having this conversation about welfare is because we're thinking about Project 2025.
Project 2025.
And how it's going to impact people's SNAP benefits. So welfare,
it's going to impact a whole lot more than that. But we're just talking about SNAP benefits today.
So they're looking to cut that off. So that program, which started in the 1900s, which were for very needy families, predominantly white families, because obviously African American families they didn't have access to those programs. They're looking to cut this program. And so when we really start looking at the statistics of who actually benefits from SNAP or welfare, what was the statistic?
44.6.
44.6% of Caucasian white folks
are getting SNAP.
Poor white folks. So when we look at how our candidates, the candidates that are in office or not in office, but are seeking to be in office
and pushing this Project 2025
agenda, and when you start looking at who's backing whom,
it doesn't make sense.
And we're looking at Trump, because I'm just going to throw that out there. The people that seem to be pushing him seems to be the folks who are going to
have the most to lose.
They're gonna have, yeah, definitely. They're gonna
have the most.
They're gonna have most to lose. It's almost like that they're cutting their nose off to spite their face. So, you know, yes, you want things to be better in this country, but when you start looking at what you stand to lose, you really need to pay attention.
Right.
You need to pay attention. Go
What's
out,
more
check
important?
out. Yep.
You
check out
eating
Project
or
2025. Project 2025. Like, I feel like, I don't want to even say if this happens, I'll still be able to be okay. I'm sure we're very resilient. I'm gonna figure it out.
Black people are very resilient. Always have been. Had to be.
Grandma, she couldn't get welfare. So what did she do? I mean, she was going to the slaughterhouses and getting chitlins and
sending the kids down by the train tracks to pick
wild
asparagus.
You know, wild vegetables. But you know, you make do because. So what I can say is Black folks are very resourceful. African Americans, I can't speak of any other, but when you've struggled so hard, it's easier to understand the struggle and be able to make do with what you have. So that's just some food for thought. Project 2025, y'all really need to check it out. That's just one of the many things that they're looking to cut. But yeah, y'all need to stay, I hate saying this word, y'all need to stay woke. Y'all gotta read.
Y'all need to wake up.
You know, y'all do. Because
if you were woke, you wouldn't be doing this to yourself.
What's going on right now?
You need to wake up.
We can't be so concerned. And here's my one other thing. Can't be so concerned of who's going to swear who in when it's time. I know that if President Kamala Harris or President-elect Kamala Harris gets in the office, people are so concerned about, oh, well, you know, Ketanji, what is it, Jackson is going to swear her in. It's going to be on Martin Luther King's birthday. That is irrelevant.
Cares?
It's irrelevant if folks don't vote. If you're not voting, if you're not out here spreading the word, it's not going to matter. So y'all need to get with it. Y'all get with it. That's all I got to say.
Figure it out.
Project 2025. Check it out.
Snap.